Hey reptile friends. So we're gonna start off the video by I'm gonna explain to you just a little bit what I did. I didn't film some parts because it was all boring things that I'll just explain to you, and we'll go on from there. So basically what I did was where we left off last time was I had to make sort of like a spot where the water could stay and the filter not there. I don't know if you remember in the other video. Okay, well, I removed it and I had to do a little bit more touch-up. So what I did was I put a lot more foam and it swelled up a little too much. So today we're going to be working on emptying out where the filter goes inside of. And I also trimmed off the edges so it looks more smooth. And you could sand this down with 100 grit sandpaper just to get it nice and even, so everything's all smooth, and you cut off your edges of wherever you cut off with the X-Acto or knife. I also, on the inside, I tried doing it with the coat hanger, heating it up so it would melt it down to have it as flat as possible. Obviously that didn't work out with this. It works pretty good with styrofoam, but not with this kind of foam. So it left like burnt marks and stuff like that. That doesn't really matter because it's going to be cement going over the top of all this anyways. But it doesn't do a good job of evening it out. So what I did after was I used my knife and I just took some parts off and stuff like that, just to get as deep as I can. And I also didn't want to cut off as much as like I didn't want to cut off a lot because it looks thick, but it's not that thick. I have about an inch of base on the bottom of it. So yeah, so that's about it. I'm gonna change my camera angle because I want you guys to see as much as possible for when I do the inside here. So I'm gonna bring in the camera a little bit more closer, and so that way you can get as much detail work as I go on through this project. So there was that, and so I think that's about it for now. Just give me a couple minutes and I'll replace my camera. It'll take maybe like a second for you guys because I'm just gonna do fast. Okay, so I'm back. Now, yeah, I don't think you guys would be able to see my head, but it doesn't really matter because you have to focus more on that. But okay. So what I'm going to start off to do right now is I'm going to cut a little bit at a time to get the depth that I want. But when you do this, you have to be very careful not to pass through the bottom, because that's where your most important part is at the bottom. So I'm going to start more from the inside and then work myself on the outside, just to make sure I don't go through anything I'm not supposed to. Now it looks pretty easy, but it's not that easy to separate the pieces from. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for now, and I'll empty it all out, and I'll get back to you guys when it's done, because it's gonna take a long while. Okay, so I decided I was gonna try to do it with the coat hanger. I'm gonna show you guys how you do it. Now you gotta be very careful because you need to use a torch or anything that has a flame on it so you can get your coat hanger hot. When you do this, make sure you're in a well ventilated place. Always wear a mask. And if you're a young kid that wants to try a project like this, please be with your parents. Don't try this on your own. It's very dangerous, and it's not healthy if you don't wear a mask. So basically what I do is I heat up the coat hanger, and you just take some layers off slowly, but not too much at a time. Go very, very, very slow, because you don't want to go through the bottom, or else you're gonna have to patch it all up after. I mean, it's not a big thing, but it's just more of a pain in the butt than anything else. So just keep heating it up when it gets cold. Now notice if you heat it up red, it makes a lot more smoke. So try to do it so it don't go red. It takes a little bit more time because you have to heat it up more often. Me, the smoke don't bother me, so. Now you're going to have to remove some of the stuff as you go on. But consider you put gloves on by doing this, just in case this, or you wait until it cools down, just in case there's some foam that melted and it gets pretty hot, so you want to be careful for that. Alright, so I'll finish this up and I'll get back to you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay, so I got most of it done. Well, pretty much all of it done. You just have to cut off a little bit more here. Try to put this as nice as possible. Okay, so remember how I was saying to be very careful about how far you go in, and just be careful, and because you can go through the bottom. It's a pain in the ass to redo it. Well, I went through it. Why did I go through it? I wasn't paying attention, and I wanted to try to get it done as fast as possible. So I went through there, and I also went through here. So now I'm going to have to patch up again. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you go through or anything, because I'm going to be cutting this off anyways. I'm going to try to put it as flat as possible. I'm going to take another piece of styrofoam, and I'm going to glue it on so that the other styrofoam, that'll be my flat base. You don't really have to do that. I usually don't. But I want to get this as flat as possible. So I'm going to have some patches to do there. And I think that's about the only place that has the holes. There's one there, but that doesn't go through. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the inside. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not. So as you can see, there's a hole, goes right down to the bottom. Okay. Now I want to mention something when you do this. You have to have a space at the way bottom. You'll see my finger go through from the other side of the thing. Now that is because the water from the bat here has to go through in order to come back out when you put the filter. So you need to make a hole here so the water can go through there and circulate through properly. Now I'm going to try to fit the filter in and see how that works. And I'm going to cut some of this off because I don't like the way they look. You don't have to be completely straight, but okay, so you see where I left a nice thick space of wall between when I started to empty it out. Okay, so I'm going to use 100 grit sandpaper to put it all nice and round and knock off those cutting edges so it looks more natural. Now you can use your sandpaper to sand on the inside too of your floor. Sorry about the sound. I'm gonna start my vacuum cleaner. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a quick sand on the inside. Okay. So basically, what I did was I rounded off the edges. Where are you guys? There you go. Okay. So that part's done. And I would say that was the hardest part of doing the whole entire thing. Was the back end. So now what you can do is take your sandpaper and just knock off most of the hard edges. Now what's fun with the sandpaper is you can also mold whatever parts you want, like this here. If I wanted it to go a little bit more deeper or whatever, I can just keep sanding. Okay. Here, I'm going to cut off the excess that I don't need. Because I made a hole here and here. So I had to put some more on, so I'm just going to chop it off. because it's annoying to have, because it was moving too much. So okay, so basically that's it. Still got a little bit more sanding to do, but I can do that off camera. It doesn't really matter. So for today, I think that's about all. So we did that. I'm gonna do the finishing, and tomorrow we should be getting into doing the cement, which is something very fun. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna all enjoy that, and I'll explain to you in detail what kind of cement you need, and other products you can need if you don't have any regular cement, or you don't have the money to go get it. Okay, so that's it for today. Tomorrow we will do the cement. I'm pretty sure of it, which it doesn't take that long. It's just the dry time that's a little longer. So after that we will be into doing the painting and